Hello everyone, and thanks for stopping by to Scrap and Craft with Terry. Today we're going to do another pocket video, and this was inspired by Paper's Caffeine Life. So pop over to her channel and check out her videos. And we're going to go ahead and get started. If you like my video, I just ask that you give me a thumbs up. Now, she called this a multi-fold pocket using just a single sheet of paper. And you can make your paper any size that you want. She says it's just better to have like a rectangle instead of a square. So let me see what size this is. Okay, we cut this at 11 by 8.5. I'm gonna make two. This is the bigger one. I have one more that's just barely smaller. Now, I already have my folds in this because I didn't want to mess it up. So, all you do, and I inked this a little bit, but I have to ink it a little bit more. So, all you do is have your right side down and fold this over to make this triangle. And then flatten it down. Then you're going to tip it back over and fold the bottom up. Now, I don't know if she come up with this on her own or if she saw someone else do it. Then you turn it back over this way. So we have, let me do this again because I'm flipping it all ways. So we folded it to make our triangle. And we're going to turn it over. Fold this up and then just flip it right back over. So we have one pocket here, and then in the triangle we're just going to fold it to match this edge and then crease it down good. Then we're going to take this part here, fold it over to meet this edge. I think I can still go over just a little tiny bit. I guess I better leave it. I don't want to mess it up. Now, this little part here, you can either cut it off or you can just wrap it around to the back, and then that just kind of seals that edge there. Okay? So then you would just go along and glue this side down. And then you would glue this side down, and then you would glue this little bit down and around the back. But before we do that, we're going to ink some more around the outside, because wherever there it shows, you know, it's going to show the white. So you can use double-sided paper, but if you do, you're kind of just wasting your paper. So I'm just going to kind of rough ink this just to take it back away from the edge a little bit. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. I just don't want too much of my white to show. And you only have to do it around the outside. I could use my little dabber jobby, but I really like inking this way. And I didn't do the red paper with the stars for any special reason other than it was a piece of paper to practice on. Now, if you use a 12 by 12 sheet, then you just want to cut, you know, some of it off, at least one side, just to make your rectangle. I could have also used my brush and went around it. Let me do this too. But I didn't think about that when I was getting everything ready. So we'll just make it look pretty icky this way. And you're not going to see it, so it doesn't matter. There we go. So now we'll just fold this back. And then if we still have any white, we can just go over it a little bit more. I wouldn't fret about it unless the white really bothers you a lot. And then in your journal, you would be gluing this down anyway. And if you don't glue it down, you can just put another piece of paper over it, because that's just really messy looking. And I don't really try to make stuff look too messy, but, well, today's that exception, I guess. So I just went ahead and folded it all back up like I was supposed to. And now that that looks like that, I just feel kind of bad, but we're going to move on. So I'm going to open this up. And I'm going to just glue down this side. Now, depending on how wide you want your tags, if you want your tags to be wide enough to fill the space, you're going to want to make sure you stay close to your edge. And these pockets here will work really good if you do like your tall, skinny journals, because you're just going to have tall, skinny. I may have to cover that. That looks terrible. You're going to have tall, skinny pockets. And then when I fold this over, I'm just going to do this little tiny bit right here and then along the bottom. And then I'm just going to fold that down. And when you get all done here, if it's not even, all you have to do is just use your scissors and cut it off. And then I'm just going to glue this over here. And glue that down. Now I guess I have to glue over on this side too now. Doesn't that make a lot of sense? So I have to glue here. So we have to glue in a lot of places just to glue it all together now. This is the first one that I've actually glued together. So, you know, I'm learning as I go. Called hands-on training. And then we'll fold this out and we'll glue across the bottom again and up this side. There we go. Except for that, this looks really nice, huh? Okay. So now with my tags, I made the tags for the pockets, but I didn't decorate them. And I probably wouldn't decorate them until I got ready to, you know, put them in whatever I was going to use them in. Now, the large tag is 2 1/8 by 8 3/4 long. Medium tag for the medium pocket is the same width, 2 1/8, and it's 6 inches long. And then this one is 3 7/8 inches long. And all I'm going to do is just ink them. I'm not going to put any toppers on them right now, because I would just prefer to do that after they're decorated. But I'm just going to ink around them, and I'm just going to ink around the edges in the same color, just so they kind of go together. And I'll just kind of do a pretty job this time, as long as I don't jinx myself. So once you get it in there, it doesn't really show, but it just finishes the edges a little bit. So I did my angles on the top, and then on the bottom I just used my corner punch or my rounder, because I just like my corners rounded on the bottom. Helps them to slide in and out of the pockets easier. And if you didn't want to glue this in, you could paper clip it in even. Okay. And I think that makes a pretty cool looking pocket for in your journal. Now let me see here just a second. See if I have, hang on a second, let me grab, well, no, that's too small. Hang on just a second. Okay. So now while I was off, I went ahead and put some white paper over this. Matches the tags, because I didn't like that. So this is not a tall journal, but it's tall enough. But see, this would fit on one of the pages. You could have it on the inside or the outside. You can even just, you know, if you wanted to clip it in, you could clip it in and then remove it. You could also add a hinge onto the back of it if you wanted it to fold over, and then you could journal on the back of it. So there's many, many ways that you would be able to use these. So, tall, skinny pockets, that works. And if you have, you know, a larger pocket, you could just stick it in your pocket also, whether it be a shallow pocket or a bigger pocket. Either way. So I think that's a cute idea. So, all right. So we're done with that one. Now we're going to do this one. And I did the same thing with this. I folded it. I pre-folded it because I didn't want to mess anything up. But while I was off, I went ahead and used my brush. And I just kind of inked around the outside. Okay, so this was a 12 by 12 sheet, and I cut it down to 10 inches by about 8 inches. So, and it's just a little tiny bit smaller than that one. So we're going to have our fancy side down, and we're just going to fold it over, make our triangle, and then we're going to flip it over and fold this back so it's even with this edge. And see, with me inking it, you don't see the white paper. Okay, so we'll have it that way, and we'll just fold it back this way. Once we fold this up, then maybe we won't get confused, so I'll do that again. So we'll just have it like this, fold it over, and we'll just flip it to us, fold this over, and we can just fold it this way. So the underneath side of that flap is showing for the top pocket, and then we're just going to fold this one back and crease it, crease this and fold this under. And then we'll go along and glue everything that we have to glue. But it works even to just glue it in stages like I found that I had to do before. So we'll just glue close to the side or the edge. And then I'll just fold this over. And if you have a bone folder or something like that, you can crease this good, which I already did crease it. Then I'm just going to glue down this side. Whoops. Right along the edge. And see, on this paper here, there was a little bit of the white that was still showing, but when I inked it, it covered that up. Because I don't know. See, the end of this I had to trim off. So I don't know. I guess if you try real hard, maybe you can get them perfect. I don't know. I didn't get it perfect. I think before I glue this down, I'm going to go through and glue these edges down. And I'm only still gluing around the very outside and across the bottom. And then we'll just fold this one back and across the bottom. So they're really quick to make. And you can make them out of the papers that match your journals or whatever project you're working on. But a quick and easy project. And like I've said before, I like to find different kinds of pocket projects. So there's them. And then we have our little tags to go in here. Now, these are the sizes that I made for my smaller tags. These are 1 3/4 by 4 inches long. I could have made them barely wider, but I didn't want to make them tight to go in there. And this one is 1 3/4 by 6 inches long. And let me see, this one is 8 1/4 inches long. Now to make your pockets extra fancy, okay, what are we doing here? Stick that down in there. To make your pockets a little extra fancy, you could go along the edges of them, along here, and you could add lace. I figured today I would just make the pockets and cut the tags out, and then any decorating could go along, you know, when I was going to use them. But you could add lace on these. You can add little fancy designs on your background. You can decorate your tags however your project might be. So like if you was using or doing birds or flowers or butterflies, anything like that, then you could make it all coordinate. So I didn't go ahead and ink these. Let me ink around these real quick. Just to liven them up a little bit. And then, like I said, when I got ready to use them, then I would put my topper on. So what do you think? And if you leave your page the whole 12 inches long, it'll make your tag just a little bit taller. I mean, it'll make your pocket just a little bit taller. And then you just make your tags to fit in your pockets. So it's whatever size your pocket would be is how you would cut your tag. Now this green, because it's multicolor, has different colors around the tags, and sometimes I think that looks pretty cool too. And if I turn it and go that way a little bit, then I have a little bit of the dark and a little bit of the light, and you know. So anyways, everyone, I'm glad you stopped by to watch my video. Hopefully you stayed till the end. And if you haven't subscribed to my video yet, I just invite you to subscribe to my video. If you know anyone that might be interested in the stuff that I make, you could share my video to them. So that is our video for today. So let me know down in the comments what you think. And I hope you come back to see me for my next video, and check out Heather at Paper's Caffeine Life. And until then, everyone, happy crafting. Bye for now.